Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another Unbiased unboxing. And the day has finally come to look at Inventors of the South Tigris. You can tell how excited I am because I absolutely loved the other two South Tigris games. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done this already. If you have, I really do appreciate that support. Thank you very much. So I did get the promos with this game, and I also got the other promos that I didn't get in the first place from the other ones. So we'll just quickly take a look at what you got there from our other titles. The Scholars of the South Tigris, we have some different translators here. This person it's hard to say like, oh, I noticed these things are different because they're all so varied. But here's the promos that came with that one. And then the Wayfarers of South Tigris. Here are the promos came with this one. So it looks like got some different cards here. Those look a little different. So more stuff. All right, now we'll set this aside for now, these promos here, and we'll get right into the meat and potatoes. So back of the box looks extremely intriguing to me. You've got all sorts of icons, bits, board pieces, just lots going on, all right? And it's a heavy box. So there's going to be a lot of content in here, I'm sure of it. I did already read the rules. I already watched some videos to learn how to play, try to make sure I'm ready to go because I was in such anticipation of this. I wanted to maximize my ability to get it to the table as soon as possible. It seems to me, and I haven't played yet, that the rules are a little bit, they continue to do a little better with explaining them. I think we'll find out. But it's still hard for whatever reason for these guys to write rule books that I can understand right off the bat. I don't know what it is. It's not like it's bad. They do a good job explaining things. I just feel like sometimes it's hard for me to put it in context. And that's maybe what it is. You know, I'm trying to read it, and it's like reading words out of the dictionary that are fully explained clearly, but you don't know how they all go together. Now, this one's a little better, but I still got the sense of that a little bit. And I think the deal was here, they went right away into these board concepts, which isn't bad, but I just needed something to put it into a framework. So we started talking about the board concepts, and it was like, well, great. All right, here's this concept of the dice. Here's the concept of the craftspeople. That's what they call them in this game. Here's the ship movement, here's the railroad tracks, great. But what in the world does all this have to do with anything? And that was hard, right? And then finally, I got to the game overview over here. And it's almost like this page should have been first, 12. And with this and an understanding of what to do, then we should have hit the concepts maybe. I don't know. I know I'm trying to be, maybe I'm just being too persnickety, and I'm not trying to be. The actions were clearly explained. Those are helpful to understand. I understood what was going on there. The solo was well explained. The solo does not seem to be as complicated to execute as other ones in the series because for the most part, it plays by the same rules as you, it seems. And it does the actions a little more straightforward where there's not like a strangeness to the left and the right. Again, I haven't played it yet, but we'll see. So that's just a preview thought on that. I also appreciate that they finally threw in a score pad. I mean, it was hard to score these games without one, and now we finally have one, so I appreciate it. Okay, these bits, very familiar for anybody who's played the South Tigris games. You have similar style influence, colors. It's all very much in that theme that you had in the first place. And then we have these tokens for the craftspeople, and I don't know, craftsmen in most any other case, but now they've become craftspeople. And then we have a bunch of dice here that correspond to the theme of the whole South Tigris era games, which is dice, basically using the dice to execute your turns, all right, in different ways. Whoops. Okay, now let's go ahead and see what the cards look like first here. And you notice that they're still got that big warp. I don't know who they print these cards from, but holy cow. It would be nice if they weren't such warp situation. And again, I actually love the way these games look. I like the way the games play. I have very little bad to say about it. But for whatever reason, the cards warp so badly for Garfield games. Anyway, so here we have a very similar style with the icons and the artwork. It all looks great. It all looks fun. It definitely looks heavy. There's no doubt about it. This game seems to be pretty heavy. Some people have said it's the heaviest of the three. We'll find out, but it definitely has a heavy feel to it. All right, so lots of different cards there. Quality is pretty good. If you're not a sleever, you probably won't feel the need to sleeve these cards. I, of course, am, so I'm going to be sleeving them up. All right, now let's start taking things out of the box. First, we've got these long player boards. So the player boards themselves are laid out in the fact that you have these workshops. You have, the workshops are over here. Your dice is over here. There's lots going on. And then this is where your craftspeople will be going up this tower and being upgraded, etc. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But what I do appreciate is the different actions show kind of what you're doing as reminders of, I'm putting this thing here, I'm putting this thing over there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That's helpful for sure. And I'm sure that this side of things will become more intuitive once I play the game. But the dice and how they become enlightened or brightened, pardon me, was a little weird, only in the fact that, if they're over here, you can't use them from here. You got to use them from over there. And I still haven't quite gotten that down yet. So I'll muddle through it as we go. So there's the player boards. Now we have the actual game board itself, which looks just fantastic. It's one of these triple boards here. Lots of room on this board for things. So these are all the river tiles that you'll be researching and flipping over when you get to those spots. You've got information here on what goes into what. So this is going to be down here. It's going to be the invented ideas. Here's going to be the built ideas. Here's going to be the tested ideas, I think. Yeah. There you go. So it kind of gives you some information how they score at the end, which is helpful. Appreciate that. And then we have, first of all, there is no insert in this box. I do hope it all goes back in the box. That'd be nice. It's definitely large enough so it feels like it will, which it should. It should. This one should have more box room than anything else. Now, these are all medium thickness cardboard, and these are the invention tiles here. And the way it works is you play these tiles down from a stack, and then this works with a card. And these determine kind of what you're doing. So you could have a heated such and such, or a fragrant who's it, what's it, or a folded what have you. And those are what the cards are, right? So it could be a folded astrolabe. Astrolabe? I don't know. Oh, folding astrolabe, pardon me. So anyway, that's kind of how the way it works. And you've got a ton of these things here. That's 4, 8, 12, 16 different innovations. And then you've got a bunch of different tiles here. And each of these tiles, these are color-coded. These have to do with who invents it. So you could see that. Plus you have research tiles. You have other tiles that will go for the workshop. And then all of your craftspeople tiles as well on here. So lots to punch out. Oh, and a couple more right there at the end. And then looking at that promo, what do we get? Well, let's find out. Looks like some more workshop tiles. All right, so this promo here has some information, and it looks like we get, some workshop tiles and some other action. I think these are for the action boards when you put stuff in this, in this area over here when you tent. So that's how you use, other tent actions and research and workshops. Okay, everyone. I'm going to get this to the table, start learning it, start playing it, and as soon as I feel comfortable enough, I will provide you a review of the solo as usual. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Whatever you decide to do in the future, I really, really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy now.